Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Unleashed. Pup Twigs here from Orlando, Florida, and I have my two guests joining me today from Denver, Colorado. It's Pup Jaxx and Pup
Uh,
Stone. How are you both doing?
Good,
Are,
good.
are you kind of glad that Pride Month is over now?
Yeah, definitely.
I know you guys were always on the go. I would get to talk to you every now and then, but you guys were always busy doing something, which I know is great. Um, we do celebrate Pride Month here in Florida, but we don't have our big Pride parade until October, only because June is just too hot to try to do something in. And plus, we try tie our Pride around the National Coming Out Day in October.
I think Atlanta does that too.
They might. I know some of them do hold them until the toward the end of the year. So I have to comment. I always like to look at other pups hoods, and I love both of yours. Uh, so if there's an origin behind the colors that you've picked, and what's the origin of the name Jackson Stone, if you guys would care to share.
Well, I got my name after Pickup Jaxx, because I'm quirky and I used to play that game as a kid.
Oh
So,
yeah.
um, and then the color red is kind of in remembrance of my my parting mother. Her favorite color was red, so I kind of made a switch once that happened. It's my way of remembering her, I guess.
It's a great way to honor somebody. I love it. So
And then somebody just shut off fireworks. Sorry.
I was gonna say squirrel because you both turned at the same time.
It was loud.
um, but mine came about. I started out as a white puppy. I still have my white hood. Um, it was kind of a darker place in my life.
Hmm.
So, but I've always been a big fan of pink. I've always had like pink hair. I don't right now because I've been lazy. But I have a lot of pink in my wardrobe. I just think it's such a fun color um, to own. But as far as Stone goes, that is actually my middle name.
Okay.
My full name is Stone Cox. Um, and that came because I did burlesque at one point, and the idea was you always had to come up with some sort of kitschy name that was like very tongue in cheek. So
Hmm.
if you take that meaning, then then it's Stone Cox,
There you go.
and that translated into my DJ name.
Oh,
So
nice. Well, I like the origin of both of them. That's pretty awesome. So, how long have you both been in the pup community?
Oh, geez. I've been around for a good, I'd say 13, 14 years.
Really? Okay.
And yeah, it's been a while.
and I think it was when we first got together, which was what, 7, 8 years, seven,
Eight.
almost 8 years ago. So I've been in the community for about 7-ish years.
So you both have seen a lot of change and probably seen a lot in the pup community. I can say I think you guys are going to be like episode 48 that I've done already. And there's only been one other pup that's been a pup longer than you guys were. And that was Pup Bruiser out of San Francisco that I interviewed not too long back. It's been 36 years.
Mm.
Wow.
Uh, but so you guys have seen a lot of change. So during that time that you all have been in the community, what has been the easiest and then what has been the most difficult part of being a pup?
I would say the most easiest part would be, trying to find my playful side, my inner child in a way of speaking. Um, and my biggest or the hardest part would probably be with trying to blend in with puppies who don't think you're worth being there, and
Hmm.
um, a lot of the bad rep that comes with being a puppy.
Yeah,
And
and I see that.
mine would be The easiest thing would be finding my style and you know, things that sort of make me unique. I mean, there's a lot of pink puppies out there, but I'm like, I'm the only one that's like me.
That's right.
And so finding my own personal style through the whole thing was probably the easiest. I would say the hardest is um, feeling accepted at times, because when I first joined the community, I was basically told that I was a poser and had no place in the community. And I finally had to just sort of say, well, screw that. I am part of this community, and nothing's going to change that. So coming to terms with feeling accepted, and sometimes you're just not going to get accepted, but as long as you can accept yourself for who you are and know your own truth, then I would say that that's been my biggest struggle and journey in the community, at least.
Yeah, and it seems like I see that in just about everywhere where I've chatted with other pups, and it doesn't even, not even just here in the U.S., but even outside of the U.S. I find that, and it just, we're supposed to be a welcoming group that just anyone can come and be a part of, and yet I still find that every now and then where other pups are like that, and it's a shame. So if you guys, and we may know where we're going with this one, if you could change one thing about the pup community, what would it be?
I would probably say the separation of of packs and the hierarchy between other packs. Um, yeah, it kind of separates a lot of things, and it's kind of hard to get big events done and pull people together when those set groups want to just destroy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I would agree with that. I would say that I would change the way that we do accept people into the community. Like, I don't think it's fair to say that, yes, I'm completely valid for being in this community, but you're not.
Right.
I mean, unless they're actively like hurting someone, that's
True. True.
there are stipulations to it. But I would say just the way that we accept members of the community into the community.
Well, let me ask you a little bit off script, but with your community there in Denver, do you find that most of the pup community is male?
Yes.
Yeah, we do have a couple females in our pack though.
Good.
We try to be strong advocates for women, trans individuals, and pups of color within the community, because I feel like they don't get the representation that, and I mean, I don't want to go off on a full tangent here, but I don't feel like they do get the representation that cisgendered white homosexual males do. So
Right.
we do advocate for them whenever we can, and we do have several female pups and pups of color in our pack, and we do have several trans friends. They have not joined our pack yet, but
Close.
as many as you've had.
I had like 3 in the last month.
Oh, no. Well, and see, that's the same here. Our pack here in Orlando is, I know of a couple of trans pups that we have, and that's it. We really don't have any females, although we would love to have some. I'm just not sure what's keeping them from wanting to reach out and join. So, what advice would you give someone that is wanting to get into pup play and become a pup?
Well, I would say first start from the heart. When a lot of people would ask me what color do I choose, or what packs to hang out with, I really just tell them, it really comes from the inside and who you feel as a person. That really makes you shine more as a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely sort of discovering, it's definitely a journey of self-discovery. And like, I'm sure that this conversation comes up all the time, that the color doesn't necessarily make the pup. But I mean, it definitely can. It's all about just identity.
Oh, sure, sure.
Just like the hood doesn't necessarily make the pup, it helps to create the identity, but it's not fully necessary.
Right. And I find that a lot, that they think they need to go out and spend all this money on gear before they can become a pup. And that's just not the case. Because we all know the gear can be quite expensive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very, very.
So what brings you the most joy out of pup play?
I really enjoy meeting other puppies and seeing all different kinds of all different colors of the rainbow, all the different personalities of the rainbow. Everyone's all different in their own way, and I really wish the puppy community would see more of that rather than tear others down. And
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I enjoy the events that get put on. I like seeing I like seeing pups on display, like as far as like how they express themselves and um the styles that they wear. Just I like seeing the how pups express themselves and be able to do that same thing. Like I just think that's just been the most fun, like especially at like events that we've done and that we've attended.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I love to see, how they're going to, every time we have one once a month here, and I love to go and see how they're going to express themselves tonight. That's the best part of it. So what are your all's favorite play toys as pups?
Oh,
I like the stuffies, especially the ones with the squeakers in it.
Yes.
Yeah, those are probably my favorite.
I like the plastic squeakers and tennis balls.
Oh, you okay? Good, good. Yeah. So I asked this question because it seems like that it's been a topic in just about every one of the podcasts that I've done. Is what is this, the being a pup, getting into the headspace of a pup, done for your mental health?
Well, that actually was part of the process why I became a puppy. Because there was one moment I felt more comfortable in my hood than I did just any regular day-to-day human. And I did talk to my therapist about it, and they said it was actually really, really healthy because I got to take my mindset out of my every day-to-day life
Hmm.
and just get to puppy out.
Yes.
I started out as a handler, um, and I had a pup at the time, and it was an interesting dive into the whole pup play thing. But as time sort of went on, I realized that that just wasn't where I wanted to be because I wasn't very happy, and it was interesting to me to see these pups, whether they were going through something or not, they still had this sort of happy, they seemed happier.
Hmm.
And I said, well, you know what, I've got to at least try it out. And at the time, I had gotten with Jaxx and he encouraged it. And I didn't look back after that. So it was that was sort of um, how getting into that sort of headspace helped me get out of a really, really, really dark place. Being a handler is not for everybody.
No, no.
Can't
And
be a brat.
seem
No, I couldn't be a brat. You were the brat.
Always a brat.
well, I seem to find that the being a pup and getting in that headspace has been a help for so many people uh, with their mental health, which is good. Give them something that they can look forward to, going out and hanging with other pups, and it just means a whole lot to see them out there happy. And so, what's one thing that either of you two wish you knew before you became a pup?
Oh,
Well, there was I wish I knew more of the dark side of being a puppy before I really dove in the deep end.
very bad.
I did have a handler or two and an alpha or two that just wasn't the right choice, and we didn't
Mhm.
mesh well, and there were some dark places and dark times. Um, but yeah, I would probably take that back.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I'll agree with you on that. Like getting into the community, you in the LGBTQ community, you see the infighting, you see the drama. You don't realize how much drama there is in the pup community sometimes. But I mean, again, it is what you make of it. Um, but yeah, seeing some of the drama unfold, it's like, oh, I didn't realize. I thought it was we're just supposed to be happy dogs. Like, but I mean, I guess even
There's the political aspect.
yeah, the
of it,
political
too.
aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about hobbies for you both? What do you guys like to do when you do have spare time?
Well, it's not all puppy fun and games, I guess. How I earned the crown is I'm actually the first puppy Colorado state title holder. Um, I've won a few pageants here and there.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I try to help educate that puppy's just not all about sex
Right.
and that there's so much more behind than just the kink.
Hmm.
You
Sorry, I
also
just
play
kind of
video.
steer off. Yeah,
Yeah,
video,
you also play video games.
video games. I like drag. I do drag.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I too also play some video games, but I'm not a gamer like this one is. Um, if you look at our video game collection, there's a big separation between the two. But I'm also a DJ in my spare time, which is kind of a job, but still it's something that's fun for me. I do a lot of charity work with Jaxx. So we do stay busy, but aside from those couple of things, it's a constant go between day job to night job to charity function
Puppy job.
to puppy job to
Yeah.
the pup events that we do. So yeah, it's a full thing. But most of the time when we've got free time, it's lay in bed and
We don't do
and
shit.
watch Netflix.
I can't blame you there, not one bit. So, do you both have any pets of your own?
Oh, shall I grab them?
We have two cats.
I'll grab one of them.
Oh, sweet. I've got three, so I know.
The other one's asleep. She'd probably kill me if I woke her up.
So this is Raw.
Oh, looky there. Hi.
He's our big boy.
The pain in the butt.
He is he's the most vocal out of the two. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
go now. And then we have Celine. She's the youngest. We had her since she was a kitten.
They're both rescues.
They are. But yeah, they're a little family. They're a handful at times, but we love them and they tolerate us.
Yeah.
So
There you go. So now, speaking of events, tell me a little bit about, events that you guys do there in Denver.
I've got a lot going on.
Well, I know.
our biggest one that we do monthly is that at least Jax and I produce. I help co-produce it with him. Is the Unleashed Pup Mosh that's held every third Friday at Denver Suite. So we provide the mats. We have pup DJs. We have pup go-go dancers. We try to get hosts that are puppies. We just try to make it an all-inclusive sort of
vendors.
Yeah, we do have vendors as well.
They
So
sell a bunch of puppy gear, puppy toys.
and we just have fun. We set up. We do currently have the largest mat area in on the rooftop there.
In Denver.
So sorry, I have to talk up our event a little bit.
Oh, dude.
But there's a lot of pup events that happen just because even
We're getting a little puppy social put together.
we are. There's more information coming about that
Oh,
soon.
nice.
But then we also go to the other mosh at Trade. So and there's also one that happens at the Eagle. But then we also like to go to the furry events too. So we go to Foxtrot over at Sweet as well whenever that happens. So
Furries are fun.
Oh yeah, I know there's a lot of crossover from the furries to pups. So,
mhm. We both have fursuit heads.
Yeah,
oh, do you really?
we've evolved.
So, let's say if other pups wanted to reach out to you guys, do you all have any social media that you would like to share?
Well, I'm on Facebook. Anybody is more than welcome to send me a friend request. It's Jaxx Stray, JAXX XX. And just check out my page. You can learn a lot about being a puppy through that page.
Okay. Uh-oh.
And then you can also find DJ Stonecox on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter under the same handle. You can also find our Unleashed Twitter at Unleashed Pups on there. We also both have Telegram.
Yeah.
So you can always look for us on Telegram under pretty much the same names.
Okay.
But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think those are the only ones today.
Saying anything else?
You can email me at djstonecox@gmail.com.
You
There
can
you go.
email me at jackstray@gmail.com.
But other than that, yeah, we
You guys haven't jumped on the Threads bandwagon yet?
on the thread.
I keep losing you guys, but I hope you'll come back. There you are.
Make a fool.
Well, any last words before we get off of here?
Well, I'd love to see all the puppies take care of each other, spread love, shine like a star.
Yes. Keep those tails wagging.
Right. And always make sure you express yourself the way that you want to express yourself.
There you go. I couldn't say it any better. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to sit here and talk with you both. And
You too.
hope you get a little bit of rest.
Oh yeah, fine. I mean, I think this week we've only got one event going on, and other than that,
the pageant's next week. I'm finally stepping down.
we got Mosh next
Oh,
week.
okay.
Right after that's the pageant. So
So
we'll be tired by the end of the week.
yes, you will be. Well, again, it's been a pleasure getting to talk with you both, and I wish you guys all the best of luck. And I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
Yeah, I
Thank
hope
you.
so.
All right.
Bye.